Hi everybody. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about slope-intercept form. And yeah, let's just go ahead and get into it. Someone was saying that I spent a lot of time intro and fixing things. So, let's go ahead and vocab, slope. You guys already know this. It's a ratio between the vertical change and the horizontal change. Okay? Y-intercept. Click. The point where, that should say the point where the line crosses the y-axis. I don't know why it says y. Oh well. And then slope-intercept form is a form of the equation for a linear function, and it's y equals mx plus b. Again, we've already seen all this stuff. Now we're going to be using it a lot more, okay? So graphing slope-intercept form, it's 2 steps. Step 1, plot the y-intercept. Okay, so if it's -3, that's where you're plotting it on the y-axis at that number. Okay, step 2 is use the slope to plot a second point and then draw a line through both points. Okay, not too bad. All right, so let's practice. So here we have to graph it. I'm pretty sure it's going to pop up even if I don't click on it, so we'll just deal. So I got to plot a point at -3. So that's when y is -3. So right at the y-axis, right here. Yep, did it. Didn't want to listen to me. Okay, we'll put that off to the side. Right there. Okay? Then from that point, I'm going to use the slope. So it's -1/2. I'm going to go down 1 because the rise is -1. And the run is +2, so I'm going to the right 2. Right there. Okay, once I have 2 points, I can draw a line through it. So let's go ahead and put a line through it. I just graph the line of the with the equation of y equals -1/2 x minus 3. That's all you have to do to graph a line. Okay? And if you want, you could check it in your calculator by putting in the y equals. Like, you click on y equals and you type in that equation. Okay? And you should have the exact same thing. Let's go ahead and you try it on your own. Go ahead and pause the video. When you come back, I will have the graph that you should have as well. Okay? Alright, welcome back. Here is the line that you should have. So I have my y-intercept is at -1 right here. And my slope, I have to go down 4, and over 3. My line's not super perfect, but that's okay. And -3, it should be crossing right here. It's hard to draw a straight line. Don't you think? I think so. So, yeah, that's close enough, like that. Okay, again, you can draw it in your, you can do it in your calculator and you can check your work. Okay, now writing slope-intercept form from a graph. So they're giving you a graph and you have to write the equation for it. It's very similar. Again, 2 points. I have to find the slope from 2 points on there, so I'm just finding m, and then find the y-intercept. Once I have that, I can just fill in the equation. So here, if we look at this one, so I'm going to pick these 2 points right here, the y-intercept and the x-intercept, because those are easy to count. So I get my slope is 5/4, because I had to go up 5 and over 4. Oh, maybe just 3. It's supposed to be 5/3. Gosh, I know, you guys are right. 5/3, I mean, it shouldn't be that. Delete. Delete. There we go. 5/3. My y-intercept is there, though. So my equation, if I can find it, should be properties. None. Should be 5/3 x plus 5. That's my equation. So you find the slope, you find the y-intercept, you plug it into the form. That's all you have to do. Go ahead and try this one on your own. I will say, so it doesn't go clearly through the y-intercept. Your numbers could be a little different than mine, okay? These kind of equations, it's going to be very obvious what it goes through, so don't worry. Okay, this one's just a harder one. So I want you to go ahead and try this. When you come back, I'll have an answer for you. Okay, so here's what I got. I got -4/11, because I used this point and like this point right here. So I had to go down 4 and then over 11. And then my y-intercept, I'm definitely past 1, negative 1, like almost like a fourth of a way into the next one. So I said it was negative 5 over 4. Like I said, it's going to be a way more, like this is going to be a lot easier. So if you said negative 1 because it was close, that's fine. Okay, if your slope is justifiable from your 2 points, that's fine. I'm going to be making sure that you can pick 2 points and you clearly should label those 2 points and that your slope is correct off of the 2 points that you see. Okay, now if you pick random points that clearly are not correct, then I'll take off points. But if you're like estimating kind of stuff, that's okay. I just make sure I can clearly see what your points are. Okay? Writing slope-intercept form given slope and a point. Alright, so 4 steps for this. Step 1, fill in slope into the y equals mx plus b. We actually did this as an exit ticket, so this should not be super bad for you. So when they give us a slope and a point, we know the slope, we can put it into the form for m here. Okay? Then we're going to use the actual point to substitute in numbers for x and y. The whole point of that is to get b by itself. Okay? So we're going to use the x and the y from the point, and we're going to put it into the equation. Then b is by itself, and we can solve for b. Okay? Once we have b, remember all we need is m and b, we're going to actually write the equation using the m that we have, our slope, and the b that we have found, our y-intercept. Okay? So here's an example. We have the slope is negative 3, and the x and y they gave us, the point was 4 and negative 1. So we're going to go ahead and fill in the slope. So we have y equals negative 3x plus b. We still need something for b, but we don't have it. All we have is x and y. So we're going to go ahead and plug those in. Negative 1 equals negative 3 times 4 plus b. I'm going to simplify. So we get negative 1 equals negative 12 plus b. Now I'm going to go ahead and add 12 to both sides so I can get b by itself. So I end up getting b equals 11, which means I can fill in my equation. Y equals negative 3x plus 11. Okay, I know this is really fast, but again, this is something we did in class. So, alright, this next one you're going to try on your own. So go ahead and take a few minutes. When you come back, I'll have the answer. Good. Okay, so the answer you should have gotten was y equals negative 2/5 x minus 9. Okay, remember, if at any time you have a question, please write it down on the side, and I'll be happy to go over it during class, okay? Alright, writing slope-intercept form from 2 points. So first, if we have 2 points, we're going to find the slope from those 2 points. Easy peasy. Okay, we find the slope. Once we have the slope, we're just going to pick one of the 2 points. It doesn't matter which one. Okay? Then, we then have a point and a slope. We're going to follow the same steps for given a slope and a point. That's all. So here's our example. We have 2 points. So I go ahead and I find m. I get 1/4. Okay, 5 minus 3 gives me 2. 0 minus negative 8 gives me positive 8. Simplify it to be 1/4. So now I have the equation. Oh, that's and then I picked this point. Sorry, I picked negative 8 comma 3. Okay, now I have a slope and a point. I'm going to plug in my slope. Y equals 1/4 x plus b. I'm going to plug in my x and my y. 3 equals 1/4 negative 8 plus b. I'm going to simplify it. So I get 3 equals negative 2 plus b. Add 2 to both sides. I get b equals 5. So my equation is y equals 1/4 x plus 5. Now if you pick the other point is actually the y-intercept. That would have been a lot easier to do, but I chose to show you the more direct thing. Because on trying your own, you don't have a y-intercept. So go ahead and try on your own. When you come back, I'll have your answer. Alright, so for this one, you should have gotten y equals 3/2 x minus 7. Okay? Alright, last 2. Now here, we have to write an equation of a line that passes through the point, so we have the point, and is perpendicular to the line. So all they did was give us a point for our line, and they told us it's perpendicular to another line. Well, we know that perpendicular slopes are opposite and reciprocal. So here we're trying to find the opposite of negative 2, which is 2, and the reciprocal, which is 1/2. So the perpendicular slope is 1/2. The point is negative 2, 9. We're going to do the same thing. We plug in the slope, y equals 1/2 x plus b. We plug in x and y. Oops, sorry. I have a meeting right now. 9 equals 1/2 times -2 plus 1. Simplify it. 9 equals -1 plus b. And we go ahead and add 1 to both sides. We get b equals 10. Our equation is y equals 1/2 x plus 10. Okay? To try on your own is a little bit tricky. So it says write an equation that passes through this point and is parallel to this line, x equals 4. Hopefully you guys are realizing that x plus 4 is a vertical line, meaning the slope is undefined. So your parallel slope should also be undefined, which means your equation should look like this. The biggest thing you have to figure out is what x is equal to. So go ahead and take a few minutes. When you come back, I'll have your answer. So hopefully from your point, remember if it's a vertical line, they all have the same x values. One of your points has an x value of 3, which means the other one should, so your equation is x equals 3. Okay, if you have any questions, please let me know in class, and yeah, I'll see you next class. Bye! Oh, where's my recording button? Right over here.